Good evening, and welcome back. And who is not, please do subscribe. If somebody watched Sunday night the CBS about the impulse weapons, it's called Targeting Americans. Well, part of the impulse weapons that they're talking about is actually based on ionic beam, which is was invented long time ago. This technology in Kharkiv, Ukraine. This is where I was born. And part of the team that invented this stuff is my father. But at the time, it wasn't military application. It was made for so-called linear accelerators. So we lived de facto with my mother, with my father and me. We lived next to the nuclear center that were developing accelerators. It's very similar technology. At the time was in CERN, Switzerland. Actually, CERN, Switzerland was developed really later in years, due to the 80s, then 90s. But the technology is pretty much the same. The first nuclear accelerator, accelerator, not incinerator, was in Kharkiv, Ukraine, the city called Petykhatki. This is where my family is from, de facto, kind of by act of God, they got us all together, and it's part of the city of Kharkiv, eastern Ukraine. There was fighting there now. I don't know what's going to happen, but here's the deal. The technology was developed in 1963, and then it was adapted from, call it peaceful nuclear research for free energy. It was adapted to have a military application. The military application is the military weapons based on impulse. This way, it's kind of a new generation weapon. So if you have a chance, go to Facebook and look at 60 Minutes, and then they will have stuff that they had on TV over the last few days, and they're going to be. It's called the stuff was called Targeting Americans. It's quite long, but it will explain how this thing works. So, partial of this. This is what is based on my father's research. This is why I was gang stalked, and I think actually my mother became a victim of the same thing over the last few years until she died in January 23. Please do watch. I will come back to tomorrow or day after tomorrow, and if you're interested, just we can have discussion like live. You can ask questions, I can answer. All right. You have a good evening, and thanks a lot.